What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NFL First Look video for Week 2 of NFL. Week 1 is already behind us. It was an awesome week. A lot of cool stuff happened. Week 1 is a good week to get an idea of how these teams are going to be running their offenses, what, snap count we're going to see of some of these guys, and it was definitely an interesting week to say the least. I missed on the main, had an amazing week for college football and Thursday night showdown and prize picks, which was the big bright point, which was awesome because the NFL player prop tool just absolutely dominated. Once again, smashed the player props that we played on the Monday night showdown. Missed one out of the six that we played over the last 2 nights. So the Sunday night slate and the Monday night slate, we only missed one out of the six that we played. It's been fantastic. So definitely utilize that when you get your Greenlight DFS membership for week 2. I want to announce the winner of the $100 giveaway. The $100 giveaway for last week for the start of the NFL season is Chris Torres. Chris Torres, hit me up on Twitter at cam_ATL and give me your PayPal information so I can send that 100 over to you. Appreciate you for commenting. The comment that you typed out, that one was fire emojis. That's it. And I liked it. So there you go. Thank you guys for joining me, man. Another $100 giveaway going to one of you guys. Just comment in all the videos that I post throughout the week. I'm going to randomly select a video. The video I selected this week was the final look video, but any week it can be any of the videos I post. I'm going to randomly select a video and then select a random commenter and then give one of you $100. We're going to do the same thing this week. All right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's get it. So getting into this first look, as you guys know, early on in the week for my videos, I like to build a first look lineup with you guys. Just kind of a first look gut of how I'm feeling on the slate. And then later on in the week, we do the full slate breakdown position by position and kind of do a bigger, more broad breakdown of the slate. But in this video, we're just going to pretty much build a lineup together, maybe talk about a couple other guys outside of it, but mainly we're focusing on the guys in the lineup and building an early lineup off gut and how we're feeling on this slate. So I do have some interesting views on this week too, and I'm excited for it. I think that there's some really interesting spots that I'm excited for here. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Starting off at quarterback, a guy that I'm interested in is Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz looked fantastic against Jacksonville in week 1, man. Throwing for 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, attempted 41 passing attempts. Their game plan is not much of a run game plan. Like, they're just not going to run a ton. It looks like they really want to throw the ball a lot. At least with week 1 is what it looked like. He just aired it out nonstop. Now in a situation where they're 2-point underdogs in a dome against Detroit. Fantastic matchup here. And you guys know when I pick my quarterbacks, them being in a dome is a bit of a benefit for me. So Carson Wentz having the week 1 that he looked fantastic. Fantastic. And how good he looked with the named players he has to throw to was impressive. Now going against Detroit, this is another fantastic spot here. In a dome, great spot for him. Is he going to throw for 313 yards again? Maybe not. But if we can get 20 something out of him at 5'8", fantastic value. Absolutely love Carson Wentz here. It's just a great spot against Detroit. And there's a couple guys that I like pairing him up with that are cheap and kind of make things work in the lineup. So we'll get to those guys soon, though. You have to. At running back, you got to go Saquon. Come on now. Saquon had an amazing week 1. He looked fantastic. Now he gets a prime matchup against Carolina that Nick Chubb just carved them up a week 1. It's a fantastic spot for Saquon, man. Not only did he do a lot of damage on the ground, but the 7 targets in the pass game was a big bright spot there for Saquon. And as you guys know, full point PPR, that's just fantastic spot for Saquon, man. Getting involved in the pass game and everything is just a great spot. All right. So Saquon Barkley at 7-3. Then pair him up with Joe Mixon. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put my defense in too because I'm pairing Joe Mixon up with the Bengals D. Unfortunately for all the Cowboys fans, one second, it's still not letting me put this defense in. All right, I'm gonna have to talk to my developer and fix that. But defense is the Bengals defense down here. Bengals defense paired up with Joe Mixon. You guys know I like to pair my running backs up with my defense at times because a lot of times if the defense is doing great, that means their offense is probably up and they're running the ball more. Joe Mixon paired up with Bengals makes a ton of sense because this game, yes, it's in Dallas, but they're without Dak Prescott, and that's going to be a huge hit to this team. So I love the Bengals defense to take advantage of Dallas being without Dak. It's going to be a bad hit for them. And then the Bengals should be able to put up a ton of points and really get a lead here. Dallas, caused some turnovers trying to catch up, and Joe Mixon just kind of just dominate the ground game. We saw how well Leonard Fournette ran the ball against this Dallas defense, so it's a fantastic spot for them. But yeah, Bengals defense in the defense spot. Not sure why it's not locking in, but it is what it is. All right, let's go to wide receivers. Let's check this out. All right, in the wide receiver spots, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown to run back some of this Washington that you guys are going to see. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a target monster. Dude got 12 targets in week 1, 8 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown against Philly. The target share that he's getting in this offense is fantastic. Him and Swift really control the target share in Detroit. I'm expecting this game to be a good one. It's in a dome. Amon-Ra St. Brown in a fantastic spot against a bad Washington secondary that just gave up over 20 to Christian Kirk. I'm expecting a big game out of Amon-Ra St. Brown here. It's a fantastic spot for him. All right. Somebody that had an amazing game, and it was awesome to see. The connection between Devontae and Derek Carr is obviously huge. Devontae Adams is going to continue where he left off with Aaron Rodgers here with Derek Carr. Devontae Adams had a fantastic week. 17 targets. They played from behind a lot of this game, but 17 targets, 10 catches, 141. That 17 targets is ridiculous. Like, especially in full point PPR, that is crazy. 17 targets for a guy who's 1,300 less than Cooper Kupp. Now, don't get me wrong. The spot's amazing for Cooper Kupp as well. I love Cooper Kupp. But the thing is Devontae Adams, the amount of target share he's getting in this Las Vegas offense is ridiculous, and you got to run this, especially if he continues to do that in this plus matchup against Arizona, who got absolutely destroyed by Kansas City. I think Derek Carr paired up with Devontae Adams is a fine way to go as well this week. How much was Derek Carr? Derek Carr's 6'2", so I really like this spot for Devontae Adams. All right. Last but not least, pairing up with our boy. Now, I mentioned Curtis Samuel when I talked about what's the other value receiver's name that we actually got a long touchdown of? He got 18. The value receiver that we had last week for Arizona, for Washington. I'm blanking on his name right now. I'm sure I could figure it out right now, though. He was Jahan Dotson. So Jahan Dotson came through big for us in week 1. And one of the things that I mentioned, and one of the things that I was feeling about Dotson, I was like, okay, Dotson's going to come in and be that Curtis Samuel that they were hoping they were going to get with Curtis Samuel that they didn't get. Well, this year, they're getting that Curtis Samuel they wanted. 11 targets. Carson Wentz targeted him 11 times, 8 catches for 55 yards, so it's all small little dump-off stuff. But the other thing that's impressive here, 4 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. So fantastic spot for him here as well. This dude gets a huge they do whatever they can to get the ball in Curtis Samuel's hands. He's a perfect pairing with Carson Wentz in a dome at 4'6". He's going to be a big part of this. And that 11 targets, man, that's big. So I really love Curtis Samuel here. I love the other guy that I just mentioned again. I don't know why I can't remember his name every time I just mentioned it, but yeah. So at the tight end position, it's one of those where I just kind of fell on a price point. I got to kind of wait and see and continue looking. But I like Tyler Higbee a lot. The Rams are the top total on this main slate, and for good reason going against Atlanta. Tyler Higbee is in a fantastic spot here at 4-2. I'm expecting him to get in the end zone here against Atlanta. And at 4-2, it's a decent price for what I'm expecting here against this team. So, like I said, as the week goes on, I'm going to continue to look. But Tyler Higbee got 11 targets in this Rams offense week 1. Yes, they were trailing against Buffalo, and it was more of a pass script. Whereas against Atlanta, when they're 10-point faves, that might not be so much of the case. But it's a fantastic spot for Higbee. At the end of the day, 4-2, 11 targets, obviously getting exposure in the pass game. Great matchup against Atlanta at home. I mean, it's not a horrible spot. Now, there's plenty of ways that you can go, and that's what I'm saying. Tight end is one of those positions that I'm kind of going to take a little more time on this week. There's multiple spots that you can consider, but yeah, this is a spot that I'm going to keep an eye on. But Tyler Higbee feels like a safe cash game option at 4-2 at least. All right. Now at flex, This dude really got some involvement in that pass game. Running back Devontae Adams. I'm gonna go Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch for Arizona at 3-5 really got involved in that pass game for Arizona. And with DeAndre Hopkins out, and Christian Kirk gone, and all that stuff, I mean, it's a good spot here. Now you got to keep an eye on this situation, right? Because obviously, as more guys get healthy, it's going to help out. Now, Rondale Moore is a guy we need to keep an eye on. Okay, so keep an eye on Rondale Moore. If Rondale Moore plays in week 2, that's going to hurt Dortch. But if Rondale Moore misses again with this lingering hamstring issue, then Dortch is going to be a fantastic play. So just keep an eye on that. Make sure you keep an eye, and you know, if Dortch is going to end up being that guy again with Rondale Moore out, then he's going to be a fantastic option. Let's see, how much is Rondale Moore? Rondale Moore's going to be 4-1, so he's right there as well. So if Rondale Moore plays, I'd probably want to drop down from Higbee's and go up to Moore. It depends though, because Rondale Moore, like obviously he couldn't play week 1. He's got that lingering hamstring issue. We're gonna have to see what happens there. If he plays, he might not even get a full snap count. So it's a little bit of an iffy situation, but keep an eye on this because if Dortch is in the same position, if Moore misses again week 2, at 3-5, I absolutely love Dortch. And then we're finishing off with the Bengals D. Like I said, for some reason they won't lock in on the player on the lineup builder. When you optimize, the defense comes in fine, but for some reason, when you're on the lineup builder and you go to lock them in, they don't lock in. So I'm gonna talk to my developer about that, get that fixed. But Carson Wentz, something tells me my gut is really feeling good about Washington this week against Detroit in a dome. They looked fantastic week 1. This offense, Wentz paired up with Curtis Samuel. Saquon Barkley was fantastic. Great spot. Joe Mixon in a very plus matchup against Dallas, who Fournette just carved up and should get a lot of run while they're up. Amon-Ra St. Brown at home in Detroit, running back that Washington little stack that we got going. Devontae Adams, just a plain target play. He's going to get a million targets. Great matchup against Arizona, who just got carved up by Kansas City. Tyler Higbee is just pretty much a plug play at that price point and the amount of exposure he got in that offense week 1. Like I said, keep an eye on these two spots right here. As the week goes on, things can change. Now, if Rondale Moore ends up active and they're saying he's going to be 100%, which I highly doubt that's going to happen. If Rondale Moore is active, I doubt he's going to play a full snap share. And that's going to muddy the whole Arizona situation. But if Moore is out again, Dortch is definitely in play for me at 3-5. And then the Bengals defense paired up with Joe Mixon against Dallas with no Dak Prescott. It's the first look lineup for this week. Thank you guys for joining me as always. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad, baby. Let's get it. Excited for Thursday Night Showdown. I'll record the Thursday Night Showdown video on Wednesday, and then we'll dominate Thursday's showdown. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's smash week 2, man. Now that we got a good idea of how these teams are going to be playing, it's going to be very interesting. Excited for college football once again. Almost got the takedown this week. That was fantastic. It was pretty cool to start the season off with college football almost getting a takedown. Thursday Night Showdown almost got a takedown. It was a great start to the weekend. So let's go ahead and have a huge week 2. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm out. Peace.